Okay, we're good to go?
Yep, let's do it.
Ah, beautiful. G'day everyone, my name is David Meyer. Welcome back to First Time Reefer TV. And today, my friends, have I got a special guest for this episode. Now, what we're doing is an isolation tank tour series of videos. I'm going to be visiting some of the best tanks across Australia to find out how they do it, what they love, and everything we need to know about their tank. And hopefully that provides you guys with a little bit more information to make yourself a better reefer. But also, I think it's just really interesting to learn how different reefers reef across Australia. And this won't be just for Australia. We're going to do this hopefully across the world as well. I've got a couple of international guests line up. But first and foremost, Yoshi, welcome back to FTRTV.
Hi, David, and hi, everyone. Pleasure to be back to this channel again. Yeah.
It's good to have you back, mate. And, undoubtedly, I'm going to say that your tank, apart from being one of the most recognizable in Australia, I reckon it's got to be up there with probably one of the best in Australia as well, personally for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
and,
really, I'm very flattered. Yeah.
And I don't think I realized how good your tank was until you actually sent me this footage of your tank that we're going to watch soon. And then I looked at it and I'm like, man, this tank is actually the real deal.
Thanks for that. It will probably look better in person, though.
Oh yeah, one day when we can fly again.
Definitely. Yep.
Definitely. Now, tell everyone a little bit about yourself for the 2 or 3 people in Australia that don't know who you are. I'm sure everyone knows who you are, but tell me a little bit about yourself and your tank.
I know, but okay, so a bit about myself. I came to Australia in 1998, so it's about 22 years ago, so it's been a while. So I spent more time in Australia than in Japan. Then I started my reefing, the first coral in my tank in April 9, 2016. So it's about 4 years ago, almost exactly 4 years ago. So I started with
your first reef tank was only 4 years ago.
Yeah. So sometimes in April, I had named a pair of clownfish and maybe a couple of corals that I randomly picked up from the local fish shop, and that's what I had in my 30 centimeters cube tank. Humble start like everybody else. Yeah.
Just a 30 centimeter cube, and then now look at your tank behind you.
Yeah. It's been what a 4 years. I upgraded 4 times during this 4 years, but I had a 60 centimeters tank, then 4-foot tank, and another 4-foot tank. I shut down the last 4-foot tank when I left Sydney to come to Mackay. Then here I have 5-foot SPS dominated reef tank.
Yeah, one of the best too. Now you said you've ended up in Mackay, and obviously you've got a day job as well, apart from having an amazing reef.
Yes. Working for I'm working for Ultra Coral Australia. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, if not everyone, knows about Ultra Corals. So we are coral wholesaler and exporters. So we get best corals from Great Barrier Reef, and they send it to everyone who wants to see the best corals around the world, surrounding Australia now. And very busy, but a very satisfying job.
Yeah, I could imagine. And I suppose so for someone that plays with coral all day at UCA, usually you wouldn't have a tank at home because you've had enough of coral during the day.
You know what it's like. You can never have enough of corals.
Well, I mean, we're very fortunate that, we chat quite regularly. And I think sometimes I wonder whether I'm keeping you up or you're actually up. But the other night we were speaking at, I think 2 a.m., you were feeding your tank.
Yeah, that's about time. I normally feed corals around midnight or a bit past midnight. I just wanted to make sure the corals are fully ready. Just like ourselves, when I'm not hungry, I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
So, we just want to make sure that they are ready.
It's a very good analogy. And your wife must really love you.
Yeah, she's sleeping, so she doesn't really know what I'm doing. But I don't know if I want my wife to know about that. It's a bit weird. 2 o'clock in the morning, spot feeding corals in the complete darkness. It's a bit weird. Things to see, I suppose. Yeah.
Now, you said you've upgraded 4 different times, and what have you landed with now? You've got a 5-foot tank?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot tank. It's a Neptunian Cube K150, so 5-foot tank, basically 5 foot 2 by 2 foot by 2 foot. So it's about 450 liter on display tank. But yeah, I thought it's a big tank, but I quickly find out that there's no such thing as big enough tank.
I don't think you ever have a big enough tank ever.
No such thing in this hobby, unfortunately.
Well, we'll talk about what's next for you in a little second, but let's get down into the nitty gritty of the tank. Right. Do you want to tell us a little bit about? Do you want to tell us a little bit about? Let's start with your lighting system up the top there, because that looks pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I think, especially in Australia, most people should recognize what light I'm using. So it's an Illumagic Blaze X 5-foot model, plus a number of vitamin E strip lights. So it's right up here with a vitamin E in front, which gives a nice pop-up effect on coral colors, at the same time eliminating shadows. The main unit right in the middle, 15 powerful clusters right in the middle, Blaze X. So yeah, this you can see from the left all the way to the other side, it's an even spread of the light. That's probably one thing that I really like about Illumagic.
Yeah, you're running more than 2 strips though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm running a lot of them at the moment. I usually run with 3, but I got 2 extra. I'm just borrowing it from my friend while he's not using it at the moment. So there's no such thing as too much light.
That's a good friend, especially in an SPS tank, right?
Oh yes, that's right. They love the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I run the vitamin E's myself, and the one thing I noticed is being able to angle them the way you've got them on the acrylic legs. Really gets that lighting sort of underneath the ledges and try and really prevents that shadowing as well.
That's right. It's really important when keeping acroporas. And if I switch off one of them, for example, you'll notice the difference immediately. You'll see much more shadows, and then the color pop is totally different. It's
lighting.
Texture. Yeah.
I'm sure, no doubt, that lighting in your tank is probably never enough. And it's essential for your tank too, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit of light spill to the room, so I'm thinking of building some canopies, but I'm not a DIY person. It's probably going to take us 2 weeks.
So if anyone out there wants to build a canopy for Yoshi, hit him up.
Yeah, I guess some Friday nights for you if you're going to do that for me.
That's it. Got you some frags for a canopy. I'm sure someone will take that up. Now, I know there's a lot of questions with Illumagic Blaze schedules. So do you want to tell us about your lighting schedule and your settings? And
yeah, no problem. So the Blaze X it has 3 channels. So channel A is white, red, and green. Channel B, blue, royal blue, and channel C is UV and violet. So channel B, which is blue and royal blue, no doubt this is the main light source for corals. I turn it up as high as possible all day. So my lighting schedule is 12 hours. So out of 12 hours, that's up to maybe 10 hours. I bring it up all the way to 140%.
So an hour ramp up and an hour ramp down?
Correct.
Yep.
So once it's ramped up, it's all the way maximum until starting ramping down at 8:30 p.m. The white channel, which is channel A, I bring it up to 60 to 70% the first few hours of the daylight. It is quite crazy. I tried a lot of things that I noticed that when I go up to 80, 90%, it can be too much for some corals. But on the other hand, some corals love it, but I have to make sure everything survives here, so I can't bring it up to like 80, 90%.
And how long is your white schedule?
2.5 hours maximum. And then the ramp up and down. Yeah, maximum. So the peak is 2 hours, but the ramp up and down an hour and a half in between.
Okay.
And then once that schedule is passed, then slowly I increase the UV. So when the white is high, UV is very low. Obviously, I'm overdriving the channel B, so it's under 19% UV channel, like 10%, 50%, something like that. So once the white is below 19%, UV start to creep up. They go up to all the way to 140% just before everything starts to run down.
The peak of your UV does not peak at the same time as your whites.
No.
Actually run opposite.
That would be too much light. Correct. Okay. So white goes up, then UV is low, and then it's going to go like this. So when the UV is up, white is down.
Interesting. That's very, very interesting. I don't think I've heard anyone run that light schedule. So that's a good secret for people who want to mimic your tank.
Yeah, it's some corals. It works for some corals, but it doesn't for some corals. Then I might have to change slot conditions, things like that. It's really about trial and error. So to get to the right level, I've done a lot of trials. Sometimes it didn't work. Like lowered it a lot, then increased it a lot. I'm still trying. So maybe if we've done the same thing next month, that schedule might be.
Yeah. And how long are your vitamins on for?
It's run 11 hours. So after the Blaze X start to ramp up at half an hour midpoint ramp up down, it turns on and it's on all the way for 11 hours.
Yeah, amazing. So I reckon what we can do now, let's play the first video of 12 minute 51, and we've got some questions that we can talk about while we're watching the video. And then during our questions, if you think there's anything in particular that you want to talk about that we see in the video, then you can stop me and then we'll just chat about that. So if we press play now.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. So this here is just your tank in all of its glory, obviously. We're going in, and while you guys are frothing over seeing this amazing SPS dominant tank, which it's grown so much since the last time I've seen it. But maybe you can start telling us a little bit about your water parameters.
Yep, sure. My water parameter is not as stable as I want it to be. So alkalinity is between 7.2 to 7.8. It fluctuates in between the range, and the calcium 400 and 425. Magnesium is one parameter that's very stable, 1,450, a bit higher than normal.
1,450?
1,450, yep, it's very stable at that level. And nitrate and phosphate is almost always undetectable. In fact, the last time I detected nitrate was February 2018. Sorry, 2019. Sorry.
19. So that,
yeah. So,
is that like when you say undetectable, as in like 0, 0?
Yeah, I don't know if I can say 0 because I'm just using a hobby grade test kits, so it shows 0. But yeah, it doesn't guarantee it's completely 0. But you know what I mean. So it's undetectable by those test kits. Yeah.
But it just means that, it just means that your tank's uptaking like imperfect ratio with what's produced in the tank too, right?
And also probably the system is processing the nutrient very, very efficiently.
Very well, yeah. Because this top down is nuts, man. Like, look at that polyp extension on that. It is crazy.
Yeah. I love seeing that top view. So sorry for corals and fish, but I do it almost every day. I stop.
Oh man, like
enjoy the
view. I knew your tank was good, man. But when I watched this, I couldn't go to sleep because I was so excited.
Now you know why I don't go to sleep.
Yeah, that's why you're up all night, right?
Yes.
Salinity?
Yes, so salinity is around, I'd like to keep it at 35 ppt or 1.025, but I just discovered only a few days ago that it's actually higher than 9.3, so 37.7 ppt, which is around 1.028. So I'm trying to remove some water every day slowly, so bring it back down to the level that I want, but I don't want to do it suddenly, so probably take a week or so.
Okay.
Temperature is 24.5, pH, nothing special, 8.0 to 8.4. I try not to bring it down less than 8.0, but calculus helps.
Yeah, so calculus is what's keeping your pH up?
Yeah, it definitely helps. If I don't do it, probably about 0.2 points lower than what it is now.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I just can't believe this. Like, this SPS, the color on it is actually crazy, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah. So, like, what products are you using on the tank and why?
Okay, so we already talked about the lighting, Illumagic XV combo, and when it comes to water movement, I primarily use MaxSpec gears. So the return pump is turbine duo. I'm not too sure if you really know about this tank, but it's a very unique and innovative pump. So it's got 2 outlets. So like I said, I'm not a DIY person. I can't make manifold myself. So one goes to the normal return, another goes to chillers and reactors, which is for me, it's really, really, really great. It really helps a person like me a lot. And then you can see on the left and right of the tank, the gyro pump, it's XF250. It moves around 27 liters of the water each pump. And I set it to pulsing, gradual pulsing. So it goes up from 20% to 70% pulsing. So it makes a turbulence. The water meets in a different spot, making a turbulence in a random spot, which is awesome. And also, when it comes to skimmer, once again, the MaxSpec. So Air Aqua Duo AD600, which is, for me, it's one of the best skimmer. One of the best skimmer.
I reckon a great skimmer. Yeah, it is.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
it's the most innovative skimmer. And it's crazy that skimmer runs the same return pump as your tank.
It is crazy. If you see how fine the bubble is and how crazy the bubble moves in the chamber, it's phenomenal. And it skims really well.
Yeah.
Okay. And when it comes to dosing and controllers, I use a suite of eCoral equipment. So I use eCoral Lite to control and monitor temperatures and also the pH. So the pH hits certain level is shut off the dosing pump for the calculator, so the pH doesn't go crazy, and the temperature is controlled by the eCoral, so the daily temperature fluctuation is 0.15 degrees. So crazy. Almost no change. That's crazy. Yeah, I can never do that with the built-in sample stats. Yeah.
Crazy. And so that's your hardware equipment. And what are you dosing?
So my main dosing additives are Triton Core 7. So I'm running the full Triton method. So basically, Triton reagent has 4 components: 1 for trace, 1 for calcium, and 2 for alkalinity. And I dose equal amount of all reagents every day. And also I run the refugium in line with the Triton method. And for all others, I use Aquaforest, what's called ABEB. So basically amino acids in a build, which is, I believe, is some sort of growth enhancing agent. And also energy, which is a food, and vitality, which is a vitamin mix. And also, what else do I do? Oh, Dr. Tim range. So I'm a big fan of managing the bacteria in my tank. Bacteria is a foundation process for Reef tank. That's what I firmly believe.
We'll just stop you there for a little bit, Yoshi, because your audio is just dropping out. So I'll just get you to speak a little bit louder, if you can.
Okay.
Just make sure. I don't know.
You can be better.
Yeah, that's a bit better there.
Okay. Okay. It's all right.
Can you try unplugging your microphone again? Can you talk now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, put your microphone back in. Sorry.
There's some technical problem here.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the acro that's on the screen at the moment, and just it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, some of them can be better. So
I don't know how it can be any better, man. Like,
nah, give me 3 more months now. I should send you another video for you.
No, man. Hopefully, in a few more months, I can come up and see you, man.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah. So you got Aquaforest ABEV.
Yep.
And then Triton Core 7 dosing.
Triton. Yep.
And is
Dr.
that
Tim's.
all? And Dr.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yep.
After discussing with you, I actually went and bought some Dr. Tim stuff yesterday, and I've started dosing their Eco Balance to my tank.
Okay.
So I'll be really interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, I also, on top of the Eco Balance, I also use Waste Away, which is like great. Probably I like this one the most out of all the 3 Dr. Tim bacterial mix that I use. It really, when you stir up the sand, or when you clean the tank, or when you do the big clean of the sump, put it in. The next day, or even after half a day, the tank is clear. You don't see anything floating around, and it's just.
So that you use Waste Away after you do a tank clean?
Yeah. So when I do, sometimes I clean the sand using the gravel cleaner. Then a lot of things on the sand get into the water columns. Then I dose the Waste Away, which really helps
it just
processing.
helps bind everything so then it can get skimmed out, right? Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
Amazing.
And the refresh. Yeah.
Refresh. Yeah. They always get used together, I think, right?
Yep.
Man, look at the colors on your aqua are just insane. So since changing to Triton, did you notice better coloration?
Yeah, I definitely do think so. So what I noticed after using Triton is I do once a month ICP testing. So all the trace element level is kind of consistent. So if I don't do anything, they stay consistent. What I can see is I used to have a lot of same colors, like purple, pink, and green were the dominant colors in my tank. But I start to get some blue, purple turning into blue. Some stayed in purple, but I start to get more blue in my tank, which I could never really get before. And I start to get more orangey color out of green. So I have better color variety here and there, which is it only happened after I started using Triton. So
crazy. Look at that shortcake. That's a strawberry shortcake there, right?
That's a strawberry shortcake. I have 4 shortcakes in my tank. That's one of them. Yeah.
That's so crazy, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That one is intense.
It's very intense and then very hairy. Yes, the polyp extensions are very, very satisfying looking at the polyp extensions.
Oh man, I wish I was your neighbor and then I could just come and stare at your tank all day.
Nah, I don't.
We spoke about you feeding your coral at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. What food do you feed, and do you feed every day?
So basically, I dose amino maybe between 3 to 6 times a day. So when I wake up, before I go to work, when I come back from work after dinner, and before the light gets turned off, I probably do 4 times the amino dosing, just amino. But once the light is turned off, maybe 2 hours later, 3 hours later, 4 hours later, somewhere around that time, I make my own food mix. There's lots of things in there, and then I spot feed every single piece of corals in my tank. It takes about 20 to half an hour. But
that takes you half an hour to spot dose all the corals. Look at that piece, man.
Yeah, that's you see a dragon fruit.
Nuts. That's the dragon fruit?
That's the dragon fruit.
Crazy, man. I sold
it is crazy.
I did a frag show event. I'm not sure if you know, just on Friday.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
A tiny little nub like that for $100, and you got a whole colony there. So it's crazy.
Nah, it's grown. It's probably grown maybe 30% bigger than when I first got it about 3 months ago. Yeah, it's a fast grower. It is. Yeah. It is exceptional coral. Yep.
Yeah. So what do you make? Do you make your own food, or do you do prepared foods, or?
Well, I mix a lot of different things. So I use amino acid, the amino mix that I use every day, which is Aquaforest amino mix, and also
the Aquaforest mix every day. Yeah.
Yep, and also the Aquaforest Power Food, which is like a powder coral food, which is suitable for, according to Aquaforest, it's suitable for both LPS and SPS.
Yep.
And add some vitamins, so vitality, just a few drops.
Yep.
And I add a few other things that I'm trialing. I don't really want to talk about too much because if this is going to work or not, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Once I know that it's going to work, I can probably more openly talk about it. But I don't want to it's just not the right time. But that time will definitely come, and then I'm hoping that I can share this information with everyone. But
so when you say you
yeah.
when you say you dose aminos throughout the day, is that like a full day's dose, but you just split it up into 3 times, or do you do 3 times the full dose?
Okay, so the recommended dose is 5 drops for 500 liter tank. So each dose I use 10 drops for double the dose of daily recommended dose times 4. So 8 times the recommended dose.
Crazy.
That's not including the night main feeding. So that's a lot of food for corals.
So the aquaforest amino is quite essential then.
It produces a very good feeding response from all corals. So the polyp extension after feeding amino is really, they go crazy.
Really?
They're looking for it. Yeah. So when they stop the flow, they extend the polyp, like SPS corals, aquacorals, they extend the polyp. They're waiting for the food, so they know that the food is coming. Yeah. That means they must like this food a lot.
Okay. I didn't know that amino actually creates that feeding response. So.
Especially like strawberry shortcake, before and after, it's just crazy. You can't see the tissues. You only see hairs.
Crazy.
It's very satisfying.
What's your maintenance routine?
For day-to-day maintenance, I have a pretty fixed schedule. So every day I clean glass. So with such a low nutrient system, you don't get much glass on algae. But I do it every day anyway.
That's also because you're dosing so much amino too, right?
Yeah, that's true. So on top of the algae, probably some bacteria will start to form. So I need to remove that. So doing it every day instead of getting rid of a lot of algae and bacteria from the glass in one go tank, I believe that aquarium will be more stable every day.
Yeah. So clean your glass every day so that it can get cleaned out. And
obviously the feeding, we just talked about that. And feeding fish, of course, and I do alkalinity test every day.
Yeah. Is that automated or a manual test?
I wish it was automated, but I do the manual testing. The first thing I do in the morning is dose amino and then test alkalinity.
Okay, so why don't you just automate that?
If it's a financially viable choice, I would have done it. So
in other words, Pacific Sun or KH Guardian or Alcatronic, if you are listening to this right now, make sure you shoot Yoshi an email straight away.
Yeah, something like
that. The man needs
That's definitely on my shopping list, on top of the list.
Automated 100% testing, surely.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's definitely my shopping list, 100%.
Yeah. So that's the alkalinity test is every day? Yep,
every day. And checking coral health, I spend a fair bit of amount every day to check corals, each piece of corals, how their tissue looks like, how their polyp extensions are, is there any recession in anywhere, that sort of thing. That's probably the reason why we keep the reef aquarium at home looking at the corals. So yeah, I spend a lot of time doing that every day. Yeah, I'm sure my wife can tell you that.
I'm sure.
And every few days, I change the filter socks. Maybe sometimes once in 2 days. It can go to the 3rd day sometimes. Obviously, that much of feedings, a lot of things get trapped in the filter socks. I use the 100 micron felt filter socks, which traps a lot more than the standard mesh 225 micron socks. That's phenomenal. I think I'll probably show you the photos or video next time when I clean it. A lot of dirt.
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
Amazing.
So Clarity or Hamali, if you're listening to this as well, the man needs a roller mat for his tanks. So.
The problem is that is I'm gonna have to do some work in the sun to make a space for them. Then once again, my DIY skill probably not good enough to do that. So I'm okay. I'm okay with the socks. I'm okay with the socks. I've been doing this for 4 years, so getting used to it.
And water changes?
I don't do water changes actually. unless
Sorry, can you say
feel
that
the
again?
needs for it, I don't do water changes. So, well,
Crazy.
it's not true. It's not true. I do water change when I feel the needs for it, but I don't have a set schedule for it. So sometimes when I looked at the water before the light turns on, seeing it in the natural daylight, sometimes I see the water quality is not up there. It's just not crisp enough. Then I might do a small water change, like 50 liters water change. And only 50 liters, but it definitely helps. But unless
just a small 50-liter water change.
Yeah, so if there's no reason to do it, my low nutrients is low. I see there's a low tells me the trace is balanced.
I suppose the Triton's putting in all your trace elements anyway, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
There you go. And obviously just emptying the skimmer cup every day and.
Probably once every 2 days, 3 days.
Every 2 days,
on how much skimmer is in the collection cup.
Uh-huh.
And every week, maybe I do the full water test. Starts Saturday morning. So that's how I start my weekend. So do all the water testing and I keep all the records and check against last week if nothing is out of whack. And I check dosing systems every week.
Uh-huh.
So no tubes get blocked. Dosing pump working all right. Recalibrate if I need to, because if the dosing is out, everything's going to be out. So it's absolutely essential every week. And I probably do the work on the refugium, the Chieros and the cloud elephants. They grow just so fast. So if I don't do it quickly, it will be overtaken very, very.
Yeah, okay. So you got to maintain the refugium quite regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's play 9 minutes 26 now.
Yep.
Just while we start talking about the rest of the stuff, because I think in this video we look at your sump, don't we? In this one.
Yes, we do.
And we can have a look at your sump there. So we'll play that now.
Yep.
I'm just going to turn the sound off. I still can't believe you're saying. And this video is just with a little bit more white light, less blue, so it looks more like a daytime setting.
Yep, this is the daytime setting.
So that's your maintenance routine. What's been the biggest mistake you've made? Do you make mistakes?
Yeah, I do. I 100% do. And I made a big mistake right from the start, to be honest with you. So I made this scape with quite a lot of rocks. So the rock work is the aquascaping. Yeah. So I didn't really think about the space for corals to grow.
Yeah.
So when the acropora start growing, it really quickly ran out of the space. So I should have made this aquascaping a bit more simple so that I have more room for them to grow. And also the height of the aquascaping a bit too high. So it's difficult to manage flow on the top of the scape. The light might be a bit too high. A lot of acropora gets burned on the top. So I have to choose what goes on the top of the tank very, very carefully. But next time, if I have a project upgraded to the bigger tank, then I know what to do next time.
Yeah, amazing.